You lost 1 kilo in the last 4 days. What? Was that mostly water? 1 kilo, that's a lot. 1 kilo is 7,000 calories. 7,000 calories. Did you just burn 7,000 calories? I was jogging last night, and it took me about an hour to burn 500 calories. So, for context, 7,000 would take 14 hours of running for me. And by the way, I don't think I could do it. I would freaking die. I wanted to die last night after running. I was like, oh god. We're going to kick it off right at the end of this song. And I did notice that a few episodes of Overlord on YouTube are getting hit with copyright claims. Unfortunately, the only option that I have when that happens is to remove whatever claimed content they claimed. Whether or not it's legitimate doesn't really matter with them because they've claimed it. And you can't just remove audio, they actually also remove video, which means it basically just removes big chunks of the episode, unfortunately. And that ended up happening the other day. So I put a post on YouTube about it. I put a comment on that particular video that got cut as a result of them doing copyright claims. So yeah, be warned. Overlord is getting claimed on YouTube. So probably less and less and less and less. We got lucky so far, but they've started claiming the dub audio as well. So yeah, it's really bad. So, yeah, if you notice audio disappearing from episodes on YouTube, especially the dub, that's why. The sub, I haven't included any audio because I know they'll automatically claim that. So, yeah, it's fun. They're fun. There are meds to flush your system. I don't recommend it. Mate, I wouldn't use any sort of meds for weight loss just because, you know, it's dangerous, man. All right, cool. Let's kick off Overlord really quickly, and then we're going to kick off Jojo. All right, I've got the new Overlord episode. Awesome. Episode 9. Awesome. As you guys know, I'm going to go to Japan in a couple of weeks. So next week is going to be the last Friday stream before Japan. So I'm only going to end up seeing, I believe, episode 10. I probably won't see episode 11 and 12 until I get back. I might do a sneaky stream for episode 11. We'll see, but I definitely won't be here for episode 12 because I'll be in Japan. And then I could always watch it when I get back. So, you know, just be warned, guys. If you plan to watch episode 11 and 12, by all means, watch it. And then just don't spoil it for me. And then we'll discuss it when I get back. I cut hidden sugars. Man, processed sugars. Processed sugars. Like, sugar from fruit is not as bad as processed sugar. Processed sugar is the worst. Like, you just pack it on like nobody's business. And the worst part is we can't even digest it properly, so we can't even use it properly, and then we get a carb crash and all that stuff. So yeah, not good. But yeah, like, no, great work if you've managed to pull it off. The hard part is keeping it off. Like, that's the hardest part. You gotta do lifestyle changes, man. You can't just, like, starve yourself. That doesn't work. All right, episode 9. Episodes are way too short, in my opinion. We know what happened. We had the stupidest man alive that decided to steal Bone Daddy's diplomatic aid shipment, which is, of course, the world's stupidest idea. Of course, Ainz wanted to make an example, but then the rest of Nazarick decided to eliminate the entire kingdom to make an example. And so this guy's gonna offer his own head in exchange for the stupidity of one of his nobles. And we'll see how that goes. Honestly, I don't know how that's gonna go. I personally think if it was Ainz's decision, he might take the head. But I'm thinking rationally like a human being. And I don't think Ainz is 100% in control of what's happening right now, because it went from, we need to make an example of them, carrot and stick approach, and everyone's like, wonderful idea, let's kill all of them. And it's like, wait, what? Oh yeah, I'm gonna put it in sub-only mode because people kept spoiling the previous season. So guys, you can't chat in sub-only mode, you gotta use 350 mono coins, otherwise we'll chat after the end of the episode, alright? So please, no spoilers. Alright, let's do this. Alright, that is the world's stupidest question. You know exactly why she's here. Because someone stole that. Okay, here's what gets me. You can't be like, oh, I'm going to offer them up my head, but then at the same time play stupid. That's just insulting. Of course they do the opening. All right. Well, that was like what previously happened. Fair enough. I'm not skipping the song, by the way. It's really good. They fixed the theocracy thing. Imagine if your job is to translate the subs and you screw it up and then the whole internet goes off at you. That guy would have had the worst Monday meeting. All I'm saying is, like, imagine the episode releases and the next day they call you into the office and you're like, mate, you fucked up. How badly? Mate, it was trending. That's how badly. The whole freaking internet. Fix it now. Fix it now. This is why, like, come on, man. It was Monday. You fucked up on a Monday. It wasn't even a Friday. You fucked up on a Monday. You're definitely not getting a bonus this quarter. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is he's not getting a bonus. Sony has been pushing the dubs within 2 weeks. You see, the cool part is, by the time I get back from Japan, I think like episode 11 would have been dubbed. So I could go back and rewatch the whole series in dub for the shits and giggles. But, you know. Look at his face. I thought he knew the plan. Why is he shocked? I thought he knew the plan. What do you mean he doesn't know the plan? How do you not know the plan? Wait. What was that condition? They have to invade Irantel? Okay, so they've formally declared war. Okay, so the only exception is if their kingdom invades Irantel. Now, I'm gonna sound like an idiot. But which kingdom is Irantel? It's not Gilgamesh's kingdom. Is it? Which is part of our kingdom before that date. So, is Irantel where Gilgamesh is? Or is it... Where is it? It's a city Ain's already annexed. Sorry, I'm trying to process this and figure out why he would want that. I got nothing. So it's like, we will invade you in 1 month unless you attack us before then. Like, I'm just processing this because if you are defending, you have the advantage of the home field, supply lines, walls, barricades, whatever else you have. The opposing side obviously stretch supply lines, marching and all that. Obviously that doesn't come into the equation because they are undead. They're not going to get tired, they're not going to get hungry, all this stuff doesn't actually matter. But even if that is the case, why would you actually want them to invade your kingdom? She's saying, we attack in 1 month. If you want to kick things off early, feel free. But why would you want to kick things off early? You would want to use all your time to prepare, wouldn't you? Like, I'm just sort of like, what's up here? Look, I had a thought, and you need to understand that thought too. Where does the mustache start and the hair end? Like, where does one start and the other begin? And for that question too, the eyebrows. Like, what is hair and what is eyebrows? And we'll start, like, I, 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 what? What even is this? I don't understand this. We saw it in Code Geass. What is this? Who does this? And why? There is no advantage to this. If someone was like the Spartans had beards, but they kept the top lip, like cut so they could drink without getting it wet. There is some logic to that. But this is the exact opposite. This is like all the impracticality without the glorious beard. You just, This moustache is really old-fashioned. People used to legit have this. His hair and eyebrows are his moustache. Sure. Why not? So what's going to happen to that idiot that did all of this? Is he going to get tortured for the next month? Like, what's going to happen to him? Because for some reason, like, let's be real here. Whenever something like this happens, the assholes that cause the problem rarely face the worst of the repercussions. It's typically the innocent people that get screwed the most. Like, that's the effed up part about this. There are a lot of people just legitimately living their lives, doing the right thing. And some effing idiot, worse than idiot, but you get what I mean, does something that snowballs and just Fs everything up. There are 3 types of people, right? And he is definitely the asshole. If the kingdom murders him, that would be the best possible outcome for him. But you don't want that. Given the time, there are much worse ways you could deal with this guy. There's a scene in the novel, but I don't know if it's going to be shown. All right, good. Let's just go before I accidentally ask for information I don't want. I'm sorry, but there is so much wrong with what they're doing. 1, the left hand is supposed to be at the bottom. It's not. So they're holding it incorrectly. So, yeah, these kids are gonna fucking die. That's all I'm saying. They're not... But then again, it's... Fucking European broadswords. How much you want to bet he's just gonna send a single person? How much you bet? You're gonna bet he's just gonna send a freaking single person. He's gonna send, I don't know, Hamsky or something. Just like fuck them all up. Wow, it's been an entire month, like, bam. What are the battle preparations? A bunch of kindergarteners learning how to swing a sword incorrectly. It reminds me of that time when I was like 7 years old and I had to learn how to shoot a rifle in Bosnia. Because, the place is, well, politically volatile would be an understatement. And I learnt the importance of keeping the buttstock on your shoulder. And there I was being a smartass. Nah, I'll be fine. I'm not gonna have the buttstock on my shoulder. I let it loose sitting over here. And when that recoil hit, I almost dislocated my shoulder. And this entire part of my chest was purple for the next 3 weeks. I learnt an important lesson that day. Always have the buttstock on your shoulder. Fuck. That was a painful lesson. In my defense, I hit the target. I'm sorry, but getting people to defect to your kingdom after you've publicly declared war on them, and let's face it, the previous war was kind of one-sided, wouldn't exactly be difficult. It's like, how do I say this? Here's a trade offer. You can defect from the losing side and live, or you can die. Will you accept? I'm just saying. In the immortal words of parents everywhere, bet you won't do that again. You see, this is true. This is why I believe sometimes you have to trip over to learn the importance of tying your shoelaces. It's just a fact of life. You have to learn the hard way sometimes, and you'll never forget it. Unfortunately, it's just a fact. And you're like, oh, but it is wiser to learn from the mistake of others. I'm like, bitch, I was 7 years old. And I hadn't even gone through the teenage phase of when I thought I was top shit yet. I mean, Gassif, he died rather than join up. Well, that's because he did it out of honor. Like, he was honor bound to, at the very least, fight to the death. That was a choice. There's a difference between that and nobles that are the equivalent of social climbing politicians today. They flip-flop on their promises every 2 seconds. They will literally whore out their own mothers for a vote. Some of them have. Hell, in this day and age, they would literally whore off their daughters to make a political alliance with another kingdom. What, you think they're not going to flip-flop on their promises to someone? Jesus. He is so Japanese. I love it. He's so Japanese. I fucking love it. And it's not just because it's the dub. The way he spoke. Like, oh. Ah, so he's going to use this entire war as a learning exercise, making every single one of his floor guardians into generals, giving them a battalion or two, or maybe even a legion, sending them off to different battlefields and letting them have a taste of command. That's clever. You see, my thought was to force the citizens of the cities to decimate themselves. If you don't know what decimation is, the Romans used to do it every time a legion would misbehave or lose a battle. Basically, legionaries used to basically be in groups of 11, 12 people. They used to live in a tent. Basically, they lived to... If I say basically one more time, I'm going to stab myself. Okay, don't use the word basically. What they did was that they lived in a group of 11 or 12 legionaries. And what they did when they were naughty was that they had to draw straws. And whoever had the shortest straw would be beaten to death by the other 11 people in the group. So someone that you literally fight with, sleep next to, and occasionally sleep with, because let's face it, olive oil, and, you know, you would have to beat them to death. And it could be anyone. There was no such thing as you don't have a chance of being decimated. Even the officers could be decimated. Like, you could pull the shortest straw, and you were the MVP for the last 10 campaigns. Bam, you're decimated. Now imagine that in the city. It's like, do you guys want to live? Yes. Decimate yourselves. What's that? That'd be hilarious. Well, it'd be horrific, but, like, you get the point. Casually start a war to teach a lesson. Slavs have been doing that for the past... When did Slavs come into existence? Since then. Come on, man. Why do I have a feeling we're not actually going to see the next battle? You know, the Mongolians had a really interesting tactic. And there was one of these, I don't know whether he was considered a general or a commander, but he was effectively called the mad dog of the Mongolian army. And his job was to ride to the city or town that the Mongolian army planned to invade next. By himself. Like, no escort. By himself. And he would just ride up to the gate, knock on it, and be like, "Oi! We're coming. Are you gonna surrender or are you all gonna die like the last guys?" And so every single time that they would... What's the word that I'm looking for? Eradicate a village or a city or a town, they would just burn it. And you would just have thick black smoke and the smell of death just, in the sky. And so this guy would basically just ride to your village, your town, or your city with this big, thick black smoke in the background. And just like, "Harrow, are you surrendering or are you gonna die?" You see, a lot of cities at that point just surrendered. A few resisted. And then they died. I'm wondering if Ainz was gonna employ the same tactic, Like, before you attack the city or the town, you just, I don't know, burn a few thousand people alive. Just saying. Why is the 5th floor of Nazareth Northrend? Can someone tell me why the 5th floor is Northrend? This is literally Northrend. Oh, frozen prison. Huh. Oh, this is Albedo's sister. Okay, now we're gonna see what's going on. Wait, why is she banned from leaving Nazareth again? Okay, so that's not Jesus, because Jesus would also have a halo. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is gonna be interesting. What the fudge? Is this that lady that they have horror stories about in Japan, where she's wearing a face mask and she asks you if she's pretty? Because I see a giant pair of scissors with blood on them and messy hair. I'm getting red flag vibes already. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Albedo seems normal in comparison. Oh God, no! Oh God, no! No, thank you. No me gusta. No me gusta. No, por favor, señor. No. No me gusta. No, thank you. I'm out. No, thank you. Look, I said crazy's my type. This is too crazy. She probably peeled her skin off, or it's too cold and her skin naturally peels off, or she did some other fucked up shit. I don't want to know. I don't. Nah, that's it. I'm out. Fuck it. Fuck that crazy shit. Fuck me. She looks like a mini Titan. Okay, now I'm completely confused. Is it possible to stop this senseless massacre of the people within the kingdom? Why is she in prison again? Was she trying not to kill people? Why didn't she say woof? Is it so hard to say woof? Come on. You've got it in the fucking subtitles. Say woof. Oh, she's a human sympathizer. Can he even taste? So when he eats it, where does it go? Because, like, I don't see a stomach. Am I the only one that likes to dip my biscuits in the tea or coffee? Or typically coffee. I mean, if you wanted to progress a civilization, the best way to do it is to force them into conflict. They're forced to innovate because their very lives depend on it. And the amount of resources being allocated to military and medical just goes through the roof because no one has time for creature comforts. That's how we advanced a lot of technology in the last 100 years. It was mainly World War One and Two. Just take a look at how much technology changed in that time. It exponentially advanced itself because it had to. All the sides were fighting for survival. They threw everything they had at technology. Talking about superiors in an organization or society, I had the world's weirdest experience. I had one of our he's what's called a product manager, and he wanted to do something, and I'm like, we probably shouldn't do that for this reason, and that reason. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to your manager. I'm like, sure, but she's gonna tell you the same thing. Anyway, so he like jumped out of that meeting, which was himself, myself, and the entire team. And he went to talk to my manager. And of course, I couldn't jump out of the meeting because, I had to look after the team. So I kept doing the thing. Then he had to talk with my manager. And then he jumped back in the call. And then he's like, oh, she said this, and this. I'm like, okay, yes. Cool. So we're going to do this next week, right? It's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, cool. All right, let's continue. We finish everything. As soon as we finish the thing, I noticed that he completely disregarded everything that I said, everything my manager said, and just did the thing he wanted to do anyway. And I'm just like, ugh. And then I like message my manager. I'm like, hey, by the way, can I talk to you for about 2 minutes? I just wanted to follow up on your conversation with him. And her response was like, oh my god, I should not have accepted the call. I have no idea how to deal with him. He just kept it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So you're aware of the situation. And she's like, yeah, what should we do? I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll sweep up the back end. But like, in future, be warned, if he calls you out of the blue, it's probably a trap. It's probably a trap. And so I was cleaning up the mess on the back end. I cleaned it up. And then he just started buzzing me. He's like, he needs to call me. He's like, hey, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. And I just replied like, I'm in a meeting. I'll call you when it's done. I go grab a coffee. Nice break. I wait for the next 30-minute interval to finish, you know? And then I call him back. I'm like, hey, sorry, I couldn't take your call. I'm a little behind on the messages. Let me read through them. And it's like, oh, no. It's okay. This, and that. I'm like, yeah. We should probably do this. And so he's had enough time to huff and puff and all this and all that and all that. And so basically all I did was break his rhythm, right? It's the equivalent of you're going to meet someone and you're forced to wait outside of their office for a meeting. It just breaks your rhythm. Whoever controls the time controls the situation. And so by breaking someone's rhythm, you can basically control what's happening. And they subconsciously lose that feeling of control. It just fucks with them. It just fucks with them. So yeah, I get what he's saying about superiors and all that. But sometimes your direct superior isn't the right person for the job. I'm just saying. Whoa! Slow the fuck down with the subtitles. I haven't even finished reading. Jesus, these subtitles are machine guns. Can I like slow this down really quickly? Fuck! Can I slow this down? Woof. It worked for the pirates. They always left at least one person alive to tell people what happens when you don't surrender the cargo to the pirates. That's how branding works. It's practically marketing. Word of mouth marketing. Japanese superiors can do no wrong. I know. Which is why Japan lost its economic superiority in the 90s and lost the war back in the 40s. Because they could do no wrong. Harrow, we're in the middle of whoop whoop nowhere. I don't know where their fucking aircraft carriers are. Fuck it, let's just bomb them anyway. And then, when they were back on their aircraft carrier, they're like, we don't know where the aircraft carrier is. We have stopped the bombing, but we're not going to take off the bombs and put on the air-to-air machine guns. Because what are the odds of us being intercepted in the middle of the ocean? And so then, when the fucking Americans started attacking the fucking Japanese, the Japanese airplanes only had bombs, which can only be used to fucking drop from the sky or drop into the boats, you know, the torpedoes, into the water, not take out other fucking airplanes in the sky. So while they were getting bombed to shit by the Americans, it took them 30 minutes to put on the guns, in which time the entire Japanese aircraft carrier was on fire because it was built of wood. Sorry about that. I just... Anyway, sorry. I digress. I apologize. I'm just a little pissed off by how inept people are. Sorry. I'm sorry. I did. Let's continue. Oh, you son of a bitch! Future Irons will take care of it. And then Future Irons be like, past Irons is a dick. Sasuga, Japanese Commander Summer. Oh my god. My level of frustration at history is just unacceptable. I look at what happened in history, and I know that like hindsight is 2020, but 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 you expect a degree of competence in military leaders. But some of these motherfuckers are not in their position because they're the most competent. No, they're in their position because the other guys that were competent ended up dying on the battlefield. So the cowards that stayed home the entire time ended up getting promoted because there was no one left. And then a bunch of pencil pushers were on the front lines. I fear that this upcoming war is going to be worse than the last. The amount of stupidity we are going to see on a global scale is just... It's just... Oh, so this is the girl from the opening. The one with the helmet. Huh. What are you talking about? These are just Pokemon's followers. What? Just because they're homeless, because they spent all money donating T3 subs? That's rude. Just because they haven't had a shower in 6 months. I'm sorry, am I the only one that's getting Konosuba flashbacks? I'm gonna just be that guy. I don't know why, but this town just feels like Konosuba. And I'm just like expecting Konosuba to just come here and help. Fucking Aqua. Jesus Christ. You know, that would be epic. Aqua just comes out of nowhere. It would be so out of place. Because Overlord is just... Overlord from the outside is like, this is just another one of them animes. No. No. It looks that way. It looks that way. But, you know, then you see those few scenes and you're just like, oh, sweet Jesus, Mother of God. This is nothing like Konosuba. Oh. Yeah. You're absolutely right. The music is very Konosuba. That's probably why. I see the background. I see the green. I see the trees. I see this type of architecture. This type of music that makes your head go like this. And automatically you think, Konosuba. Darkness would love those undead attacking her. You know what? The bloody artists, the graphic artists, would go nuts over. You know, I don't even want to think about it. This is absolutely horrible. You know what? I'm just gonna suppress that Someone better die by the end of this episode. I'm starting to get worried. Okay. Oh god, she's a cradle snatcher. Look at the bear right behind you. You see, here's the thing that gets me about this. South Park showcased it best when the kindergarten teacher was dating Ike, which is Carl's little brother that's like 5 years old. And someone reported it to the cops. And the cops are like, nice. This 30-year-old is dating a 5-year-old. Nice. Flip it the other way around. Wait, we currently have that. The guy's the president of the fucking United States. Oh, God. At least the animation slightly improved from season 3. Oh, God. Did you see the new hashtag on Twitter? Pedo Hitler. And it's just basically Joe Biden sniffing different children. Side by side images with Hitler. At least with Hitler, not all the children will go and... Ugh. Here's the thing that gets me. In Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, a lot of the archers were in range. Yet, they waited for the Uruk-hai to line up and the entire rear to catch up before they started firing. My question is why? I mean, you literally had elves on that freaking wall with eyesight that's... Yet, they were just standing there. Helm's Deep was an inside job, I'm telling you now. Friendly damage. Oh yeah, this is so Konosuba. Yeah, definitely Konosuba. 100% Konosuba. Oh, did that do something? Why lesser? Why not greater? Nani? Nani? Oh, shit. Hmm? Hmm? What the shit? Alright, who has the rifle? Okay, excuse me? Excuse me? Is this Gundam or Evangelion? What is this shit? The guy's literally got a rifle. And a robot suit. And is flying. If I start seeing lightsabers and bloody Imperial Star Destroyers... See, this whole anime's out of whack now. I have so many questions. What the shit? Alright, where's the dungeon master? Who the fuck wrote this shit into the adventure? And then, suddenly, a red-colored Gundam with a machine gun came and shot the two undead and flew away. The only time he was actually right in the whole series. The only time he was right in the entire series. The only time he was right in the entire series. So it's basically like, how many innocents need to die until people start taking action? Any post-credit? No post-credit. Kuma, when do you expect to watch the dub? Any time frame? I don't know. No plans set in stone at the moment. I will be going to Japan in 2 weeks, so I will miss episode 12 and I might miss episode 11 unless I watch it earlier that week. What was he right about specifically? Well, he sent 2 Death Knights in and a bunch of minions, which are probably just things that the Death Knights themselves raised. So he's got an entire, I don't know how many Death Knights, but if he's sending in such a small force and just letting the Death Knights themselves in, he's not using it as a learning opportunity for any of the Floor Guardians. He didn't give a command to the Floor Guardian or Floor Guardians of that force in order to get them a taste for battle. He literally just sent in minions plus Death Knights on right-click auto attack, and someone actually bailed them out. It might have been a hunch. He only sacrificed, 2 Death Knights to draw out someone that's capable of killing Death Knights. That's a very conservative sacrifice. Though, I don't think that had anything to do with the 2 Death Knights that fell in the Dwarven thingo. Because, if he couldn't put 2 and 2 together, collapsed bridge, dead Death Knights, you know what I mean? I'd be pretty shocked if he couldn't put 2 and 2 together. But he might have been like, someone defeated my Death Knights. I need to see who it is. But it makes sense. He's just, what's it called? He's, it's not poking. It's kind of like, what's that called when you test someone's defenses? What's it called? You're poking it. What's it called? I keep forgetting. You're kind of testing it. You're poking it. You're prodding it. I forget what word it is to use, but you're pretty much prodding it on all sides and seeing where it fights back. Prodding? Probing? Provoking? Provoking would be different. Provoking would be like, hit me. Like, poke, poke, poke. It's more like prodding. You're like kind of hitting it and trying to see what happens. You know, like when you get a stick and you start hitting a beehive and you're like, come on, do it. Do it. Yeah. What do I call this one? Red Gundam? Do I call this one Red Gundam Appears? What do we call this one? What do you even call this? Albedo's sister? Does she even have a name? It's not even revealed, but like, does she even have a name? Should probably put it in somewhere. All right, we're going to take a quick little break. I'll restart the stream and I'm going to watch some Jojo. So let's take a quick little break. See, I already forgot her name. Nigredo. What does that even mean? See, I'm thinking of nigiri. I'm hungry now. Damn it. All right, cool. Let's take a quick little break and we're going to watch some Jojo. Quick little break.
Hey, did I hand you a shrinking potion by accident? I could have sworn that was the gender swapping one.
Don't be hating. She's fun size, that's all. She doesn't even have to get on her knees to blow.
You want to add anything to that conversation?
Nope, I'm good. In fact, I think your new size makes you an even more formidable and stealthy ninja.